In this video, I'll be taking a look at Prop Night, a 4 versus 1 asymmetrical with a twist. Survivors who can shapeshift into pretty much anything. The game at its core is quite similar to Dead by Daylight. 4 survivors must work together to repair 5 generators in order to escape the trial. Where the game differs, however, is in its physics-based engine and its prop hunt-based gameplay. As a prop, survivors gain a number of advantages, being able to hide in plain sight, a third-person camera to widen their field of view, a double jump that lets them reach places some killers cannot, and when disguised as larger props, additional hit points that allow survivors to take more punishment from the killer. Additionally, survivors in prop form can stun the killer by jumping on their head, humorously referred to as bonking the killer. If the killer is carrying an ally when bonked, they'll drop them in a similar fashion to how a flashlight blind forces the killer to drop a player in Dead by Daylight.
Easy!
Speaking of flashlights, the game also features items that survivors can find in chests scattered around the map. Opening a chest requires 1,000 coins, which are earned by repairing generators, performing certain actions like saving an ally from the killer, or finding coins randomly around the map. Most items can only be used one time, but they have powerful effects, from a jar of glue that slows the killer's movement, to an arcane tome that allows survivors to become completely invisible. The gameplay impact of items should not be underestimated. But what happens if a survivor finds himself in a chase with no item? Well, apart from trying to shake the killer by disguising his props, they can also use doors to block the killer's path. A closed door can be broken, just like pallets in Dead by Daylight, so be careful not to waste them. If you are being chased, you can share this information with your entire team.
The killer is chasing me!
As Prop Night embraces voice chat, and even offers a communication wheel for survivors without a microphone. So that covers the basics of the survivor side, but let's talk about the killer side now. The killer's objective is sort of self-explanatory. Eliminate all survivors before they escape. In a similar fashion to Dead by Daylight, survivors must be hooked, or in Prop Night's case, locked inside a hypno chair 3 times before they're removed from the trial. To help catch survivors, all killers are given a higher base movement speed, but survivors can outrun the killer for a short time using their sprint ability. If a chase goes on for too long, the killer will gain a stacking bloodlust effect, similar to the one in Dead by Daylight. In addition to higher movement speed, each killer comes with 3 unique abilities. The killer Igor, for example, has a chainsaw dash, a grenade, and an ability that deafens survivors. His powers bear a striking resemblance to Hillbilly from Dead by Daylight. But not all killers in Prop Night are DBD clones. The Imposter is another, more unique killer who can disguise himself as either a survivor or a prop, and detect any survivors working on a generator with a snap of his fingers. Clever use of a killer's abilities will make catching survivors easier than just trying to chase them down. On the topic of chases, survivors can usually only take 3 or 4 hits before being down, and being injured does not grant survivors a speed boost like it does in DBD. The killer's attack cooldown is also significantly shorter, which results in chases that end faster than most players expect. While some players claim killer is overpowered because of this, they should take into account how stealthy survivors can become, and how they can communicate freely with their team. Despite any issues there may be with balancing at this time, I've had a lot of fun playing Prop Night on both the killer and survivor side, and am sure that as an indie game studio, Fantastic will take their community feedback into consideration. I don't think Prop Night is going to dethrone Dead by Daylight anytime soon, but it has potential to draw in a large audience across all age groups, thanks to its Fortnite-style graphics, fun and well-understood hide-and-seek game mechanics, and its easy-to-learn, hard-to-master game elements. But yeah, that's Prop Night and my thoughts about it. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe for future content.
Easy!
Hey! Hey, what's up? Hey! Hey, where you going? Hey, where you going? Hey!
Easy.
Oh, you can't get on the... Oh, you can't get on the gym? That's weird. That's so weird.
Easy.
Don't hide in Little Red! Hey, where you going, little guy? Hey!
Easy.
Easy. 20 seconds.
Easy.
Better be on a gin.
Easy.
Hey!